Hi, I am Fox. This film is a synopsis of how real ninja fights, between ninja clans, traitor ninjas, and the police. At the beginning, one of the Yakuza gang bosses is shown being tattooed by an old man who looks like one of the Gorosei. In Japanese tradition, tattooing must use ancient methods, so that the pain in each pattern of the image will blend with the owner's soul. Because this method is so painful, this soft boss winces in pain. This will be even more enjoyable if given a drop of lemon.
What is that supposed to mean?
This old man was threatened many times if he continued to make him hurt, but the work must continue. Then one of his men brought an envelope filled with black sand. For some reason this made the old man shudder in fear. He remembered the incident a year ago because he experienced exactly the same thing as this. While shaking he said that after getting the sand envelope all his customers would die. Obviously, the Yakuza laughed at this stupid story. Moreover, there was a ninja tattoo on his chest, adding to the comedy for the Yakuza.
What came out of the shadows? Ninja. That's some good shit.
Until finally everything became real when the ninja figure who melted into the darkness brutally slaughtered all the Yakuza members. This old man was very amazed because the myth about the existence of the ninja really existed even though he had to be sent to hell too. Flashback to the past to a ninja school where a ninja killer organization called the Ozunu clan was located. This clan was led by a ninja master named Ozunu sensei. For decades this clan has committed various crimes and serious crimes, starting with kidnapping small children to be trained to become brutal killers in the future. One of the newly kidnapped children was named Reizo. That night, Sensei showed one of the secret techniques of this clan, namely the self-healing technique, a technique for its users to recover from wounds in a short time. At the beginning it was explained that these ninjas were very brutal because the way Sensei educated them was so cruel and heartless, especially to Reizo who seemed to get more sentiment than other students by getting more severe and cruel torture and punishment. For example, when Reizo got special training to be able to walk on the floor silently in silence. It was clear that Reizo who could not control his body made several mistakes, so Sensei punished him by hitting the soles of his feet until they bled. One of the other students named Kiriko, this girl seemed concerned with Reizo who was groaning in pain by treating the wound on his leg. This was the initial moment of closeness between the two. Now, Reizo and the other children have become teenagers, where currently Reizo is dueling with a senior student named Takeshi. Takeshi seems ambitious to be the winner in order to get recognition from Sensei. Even though he lost by cheating and got serious injuries, Reizo was punished with the heartburn finger technique, which you can imagine must have felt very delicious. After recovering, Reizo received special training, namely closing his 5 senses, namely closing his eyes. This training became the hardest training and Reizo was the only student who managed to reach this level. This was proven when Reizo defeated the bastard Takeshi with his eyes closed without difficulty. Next, it was Kiriko's turn to fight. This girl could easily defeat her opponent. However, Sensei gave a cruel order by telling her to cut the face of the defeated opponent. Kiriko opposed by dropping the weapon, so this beautiful girl was punished with a cut on her face. Not only that, Kiriko also received another punishment by being locked up while standing without eating and drinking. Here Reizo, who had grown the seeds of love, took the initiative to help survive by giving drinking water through a small straw. After being freed from punishment, Kiriko, who could no longer stand it, was determined to run away from the clan. Reizo, who knew about it, tried to stop him, because if caught, the punishment would be fatal, namely death. But Kiriko was determined with her decision because every human being has the right to live freely, choosing his ninja path. After that, the thing that was feared became real with the capture of Kiriko and was sentenced to death, by being stabbed right in the heart by the executor, the bastard Takeshi. With sadness mixed with revenge, Reizo carried the pain in his heart. Seven years later, Reizo had grown up, and this was the first opportunity to carry out a mission as a ninja assassin. Bringing a gold watch as proof that the victim had been eliminated, so without hesitation as an executor, this young man brutally succeeded in doing so. The second mission was to become the executor of fellow students in the clan who betrayed and fled. This was exactly what Kiriko experienced. Bitter memories are still engraved in the heart. The grudge of heartache is still stored. The feeling of anger can no longer be held back by attacking the sensei and fighting all the clan members. This fight ended with Reizo's defeat as a traitor. Back to the present time, precisely in the city of Berlin. A Europol agent named Mika. This police officer is giving a report on the discovery of a large amount of government funds used to finance an Asian assassination organization, and that is the Ozunu clan organization. A fellow colleague at Europol named Ryan denied this information because he believed that it was impossible for the government to use people's taxes from hot dog sellers and pizza sellers. After 3 days, Ryan changed his statement and believed the information from Mika. This investigation received additional information, such as 2 years ago a Russian intelligence agent had already investigated this case, that it was true that government officials from various countries had used the services of the Ozunu clan to solve problems such as killing honest officials and political rivals. To get more information, Mia flew to Russia to meet the wife of the KGB agent who died 2 years ago. After meeting, this woman explained that after her husband investigated this case, she became very scared by installing lots of spotlights and CCTV cameras. The fear was proven by something behind the darkness becoming real, because his death was marked by the death of all the lights, and fortunately the CCTV was still actively recording. In the CCTV footage, Mika found Reizo fighting something. Here it becomes unclear between Reizo being the perpetrator of the murder or killing the murderer. So Reizo becomes the key to solving the case. The scene moves back to Reizo with a new life in the city. Today's schedule is to take clothes to the laundry. Coincidentally, there is a Japanese woman asking for help. Reizo, who has strong instincts, realizes that the woman in front of him is the ninja assassin who is hunting him. Reizo lives alone in an apartment. Carefully and secretly, this ninja designed a place to hide all personal equipment for routine training with a favorite weapon called Kusarigama, a chain weapon with a knife at the end. Reizo's only goal in life is to destroy the organization and everyone in it because of the pain of the suffering and death of Kiriko, who he loved so much. Moving to Mika, who is in her office, a guest sent from the government who suspects that Mika is conducting a secret investigation. so Mika meets Ryan that the information from the investigation so far is a fact. Ryan began to worry about Mika's safety by telling her to leave this city immediately. Mika immediately rushed home, but when she arrived at her residential complex there was a power outage. This made her suspicious because it was exactly like the appearance of a ninja assassin. Her fears were proven when she found an envelope containing black sand. The ninja assassin began to attack, and unexpectedly Reizo was already there to protect Mika because her goal was to help Mika find the Ozunu clan and destroy it. Both of them had stopped to cover their tracks, and Mika stupidly contacted Ryan by giving news that he was currently with Reizo. They finally made an agreement to meet somewhere, but when they arrived at the location, Reizo was caught by Ryan's gang in order to get information directly from this ninja. Reizo was held captive and interrogated in an abandoned warehouse with his hands and feet tied, complete with a spotlight so that Reizo could not escape in the dark. Mika could not do anything because this was already the boss's decision. This condition made him feel guilty and could only help provide drinking water. Reizo explained that the ninjas had known this location based on his instincts and told him that everyone in this building was in danger. So Mika immediately explained to Ryan about the danger that was approaching. It didn't take long for the ninja assassins to enter the building and show brutality to this tactical force. Mika realized that this situation would endanger Reizo's safety, so by releasing the ties so that the two of them could leave immediately, unlike Ryan, who could only stare blankly at his tactical troops being slaughtered. Back to Reizo, who told Mika to go by car rather than be a burden while he was going to face all the hunter ninjas.
Little brother.
Reizo, who fought against all the ninjas in the building, finally got tired and chose a more open place. The attacks of the ninja gang continued to press on like it was never ending, until finally Reizo was hit by a sword in the stomach and Takeshi was ready to execute him. Fortunately, Mika came with a fast furious technique and managed to save Reizo. Ryan, who managed to survive, immediately asked for help while Mika took the badly injured Reizo to a hotel. Here we will be shown that Mika let Reizo be captured. This sacrifice was deliberately made with the plan of inserting a tracking device into Reizo's body so that they could find out the location of the Ozunu clan organization headquarters. In a different place, Reizo was taken in an iron box to be handed over to Sensei. Throughout the journey, Reizo chose to remain calm while using a self-healing technique like Kakashi's movement to summon his 7 dogs. Upon arrival at the headquarters, Reizo was dragged before the sensei, who was blind in one eye. Sensei's expression was very disappointed to see Reizo, who chose the path of ninja, as a traitor. Because the real reason why Reizo was educated so cruelly than other students was because Sensei hoped that Reizo would be the successor to replace his position in the Ozunu clan. But fate said otherwise, and now Reizo is preparing to receive the death penalty. Witnessed by all members of the clan, Sensei wanted to torture him first before killing him. The torture technique used was a technique that had been received, namely the finger-piercing technique. Instantly Reizo vomited blood along with the release of a small tracking device from his mouth. Not waiting long, the Western Armed Forces led by Ryan surrounded the headquarters and shot brutally. Meanwhile, Mika immediately untied Reizo and Reizo chose to go in to find Sensei in order to avenge the pain he had kept all this time. Before meeting Sensei, Reizo had to face several ninjas led by Takeshi. After killing Takeshi, Reizo now faces Sensei, who was already waiting for him. Here Sensei uses a technique that has never been shown before, namely the shadow illusion technique, which makes Reizo overwhelmed. Reizo was helpless and was beaten up even though he had released 100% of his abilities. Just when Reizo was about to be killed, Mika came and shot Sensei from behind, but unfortunately Sensei disappeared and suddenly appeared from behind and stabbed his left chest, making Mika fall down. This moment was the second time seeing someone he loved being killed by Sensei's cruelty. At this point, Reizo's anger had peaked. Unknowingly Sensei's secret technique could be imitated by him. With a higher level of ability, Master Sensei had to die at the hands of his own former student. Unexpectedly, Mika had not died because all this time Mika had a congenital disability, namely the position of her heart which was on the right side.
Is she gonna be alright? I don't understand.
And the film ended. The message in this film is that not everyone can be forced with our wishes, even though it is a teacher or parent. Let every human being choose their own ninja path. Because every choice will have a factor to win life, namely being brave and willing. If you don't dare, you must be willing to accept it. If you don't want to, then dare to change it. I'm Fox and thank you for watching.